No, I won't tell you about it now. I don't want to upset you.
Mr. Grant!
Where's Ted? I gotta tell Ted.
He's on the air. Well, what happened, Lou? Who died? Will you tell us?
Chuckles. Chuckles the clown is dead. It was a freak accident. He went to the parade dressed as Peter Peanut. And a rogue elephant tried to shell him. I gotta get this on the air before you start working on the formal obituary. Chuckles' real name was George. His wife's name is Louise. The elephant's name is Jocko.
We'll be back right after this commercial.
Ted, listen very closely. Chuckles the clown was just killed. He was dressed as a peanut and an elephant crushed him.
Stop trying to cheer me up, Lou. That's funny, but that's in bad taste.
Ted, it's not a joke.
You mean it?
Yes.
Good Lord.
All right, now listen. Murray is working on a formal obituary for tomorrow. You go on now and you'll just have to ad-lib something.
What'll I say? I hardly know the man.
Well, sure you did. You knew him. You were on his show.
Well, it's hard to know a man that's chasing you around with a rubber chicken.
Ted, just say something short and simple and warm. You can do it. We're counting on you.
Don't worry, I won't let you down.
Ladies and gentlemen, sad news. One of our most beloved entertainers and close personal friend of mine is dead. Chuckles the clown died today from...
He died a broken man.
Chuckles
Leaves a wife. At least I assume he was married. He didn't seem like the other kind. I don't know his age, but I guess he was probably in his early 60s. It's kind of hard to judge a guy's face, especially when he's wearing big lips and a light bulb for a nose. But he had his whole life in front of him, except for the 60-some-odd years he already lived. I remember Chuckles used to recite a poem at the end of each program. It was called The Credo of a Clown. I'd like to offer it now in his memory. A little song, a little dance, a little seltzer down your pants. That's what it's all about, folks. That's what he stood for. That's what gave his life meaning. Chuckles liked to make people laugh. You know what I like to think? I like to think that somewhere up there tonight, in his honor, a choir of angels is sitting on whoopee cushions. This is Ted Baxter saying good night and goodness.
Very nice, Ted.
Oh, thanks, Joanne. Just paid $50 to have my shoes done. It's a cream shine, I think that's what he would have wanted.
Why do people always send flowers when someone passes on?
What would you suggest, dear? Fruit?
It's so sad. Funerals always come too late.
I'm not sure I understand that, Georgia.
Well, I mean, we take people for granted while they're with us. Then when we're gone, we wish we'd been nicer to them. So we dress in black and cry our eyes out. Why don't we ever think to do that while they're still with us?
Good question.
I wish I were nice to the Chuckles when I had the chance. I kind of looked down on him, you know, being a clown and I was prejudiced against him just because his skin was different colors than mine. Hi. How much of a crowd is there? Oh. If this were my funeral, it'd be packed.
That's right, Ted.
just a matter of giving the public what they want.
I wonder which ones are the other clowns.
You'll know soon. They're all gonna jump out of a little hearse.
This is a funeral. A man has died. We came here to show respect, not to laugh.
I'm sorry, Mayor. All right, no more jokes.
My friends, any man's death diminishes me because I am involved with mankind. Therefore, ask not for whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee.
Hey, Louis stole your poem.
Chuckles the Clown brought pleasure to millions. The characters he created will be remembered by children and adults alike. Peter Peanut, Mr. Fee-Fi-Fo, Billy Banana, and my particular favorite, Aunt Yoo-Hoo. And not just for the laughter that they provided. There was always some deeper meaning to whatever Chuckles did. Do you remember Mr. Fee-Fi-Fo's little catchphrase? Remember how when his arch rival, Senor Kaboom, hit him with a giant cucumber and knocked him down? Mr. Fee-Fi-Fo would always pick himself up, dust himself off, and say, I hurt my poo-poo. Life's a lot like that. From time to time, we all fall down and hurt our poo-poo. If only we could deal with it as simply and bravely and honestly as Mr. Fee-Fi-Fo. And what did Chuckles ask in return? Not much. In his own words, a little song, a little seltzer down your throat. Excuse me, young lady. Yes, you. Would you stand up, please? Please, won't you? You feel like laughing, don't you? Don't try to hold it back. Go ahead, laugh out loud. Don't you see, nothing would have made Chuckles happier. He lived to make people laugh. Tears were offensive to him, deeply offensive. He hated to see people cry. So go ahead, my dear. Laugh for Chuckles.
Well, I mean, I just felt like such a fool standing up there like that.
Mary, forget about it. Everybody else did. All in all, it was a very nice funeral.
All's well that ends well.
Coffee will be ready in a minute.
You know, it's the sort of funeral I would want.
Oh, not me. I want to be cremated and have my ashes thrown on Robert Redford.
What about you, Lou?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to make a fuss. When I go, I just want to be stood outside in the garbage with my hat on.
What kind of funeral do you want, Mayor?
Baloney!
I know is I just don't want an organ playing a lot of sad music.
What do you want him to play? Everything's coming up roses?
I'd like a nice fancy funeral. I mean, if I were going to die.
What do you mean, if?
I'm not going.
Why not? And how else you're going to be reunited with your brain?
I'm not going to die. You see, I'm into this thing where if I get sick, I mean real sick, where I'm about to go, they just take me away and freeze me. Then in about 200 or 300 years, when they find a cure for whatever it was that made me sick, they'll just unfreeze me.
Kid, when they freeze you, could you do me a favor?
Sure, man.
Could you take this with you?